reality, and a reality that not everyone is comfortable with. You know, I mean, there are brands who completely fear social media. There are governments who don't like it, and I think if some of you all read the papers just a couple of days ago, there was this whole talk about surveillance, and US was on the top, followed by India. And we were discussing this while having coffee outside and waiting for the bar to open, which didn't. And at that point in time, we were discussing the statistics, you know, with Brazil coming in as third in terms of surveillance and things like that. We wanted to look at it. I think the point that was being made was that India, in any case, has got a very small population of those people who are in the digital world. I think Nikhil also pointed it out in the first session, you know, how do you engage with the rest? But that was a different point. But he was pointing out that there are very few people in comparison with the size of the population, and then to have such high levels of surveillance really throws in this whole question about fear and what people are saying, and you know how they're consuming and things like that. But I think what is interesting is really to by a show of hand, I really want to know from all of you, how many of you all are out there in the social media space, Facebook or Twitter? Well, almost everyone. The others have their hands full. So no one put it down. But okay, so the other thing I really wanted to also understand from you all is how many of you all consume. I'm not talking about consuming conversations per se, but I'm really talking about consuming brands. You know, how many of you all consume brands basis what you read or see, etc., in, you know, on a Facebook or any other social network? Very few. Okay, just okay. It just reassures you about some things that we believe we know about social media, which continues to be a bit of a mystery. But I had a few more points actually on this whole aspect of social media. Do you all really believe that social media is important enough for us to discuss it for the next 1 hour? Yes. It does? But Nikhil just gave me a statistic outside that almost no one's tweeting about this festival. Oh, it's a connectivity. Oh, that's the reflection of India. Most of us are not wired out there, yeah. But I think we had an amazing conversation earlier on. While we were trying to not construct the panel discussion, but try to figure out as to, you know, what we want to discuss today. It's interesting, you know, the point I think that people are saying that they don't really consume basis what's happening out there. And I think in the PR fraternity, a lot of us sell social media as an idea, as a specific vertical that all our brands, all our clients should be there. I mean, we keep, you know, pushing that. If what we're hearing from the people out here that they don't, most of them themselves don't consume, you know, basis what they see in the social networks, etc. I think it'd be interesting to hear from you all, and it's open as to why should we be there. I mean, why is it important for a brand to be on any of these social networks? It's open. You can start, or anyone can start.
I think if you ask them, how many of you consumed brands based on advertising, you know, got the same number of hands. Okay.
Oh,
How many of you? People don't really state that I consume brands because of this or because of that, right? Yeah. If you ask how many consume brands because of newspaper articles or PR, you've got the same number of hands. So it's not about a direct correlation, right? My opening remark, so to speak, which is something I was telling you about brands. See, I am an addict, man. You know, all my waking moments are spent on Facebook and Twitter, okay? Which is why my business is now a non-profit organization, okay? So anyway, but I go there to hang out with friends. I go there to hang out with people and listen to people. I don't go to Facebook to find out what my beer has to tell me. Or I don't go to Twitter to find out which movie does my bike recommend to me, you know? So at the end of it, no, really, I don't think this is about social media. What has changed is not social media. Social media is a tool. The old media used to be the media that we all know, the conventional media. The new media is people. So what's really changed is people are the media now. And therefore, when I make a decision on which brand I buy, if earlier it was based on what I saw on TV, because I simply didn't interact with that many people. Today, I interact with thousands of people. I talk with them on social. It could be reading their blog. Today, my opinions of a brand are an aggregation of what I hear from thousands of people. So people are the media, and the people are a very important media. And your Facebook and Twitter are just tools too, which people use to talk with each other.
So I would add that people have always been social. And whether it was going to your adda there, having a chat with your friends over a cup of tea, what's really changed is the technology. So in 1992, if you wanted to create your own to have your own blog, for instance, what you would have to do is you'd have to design the web page, you'd have to come up with register the domain name, try and create the style sheets and various kinds of things like that, and then put out each post, where each post is like a separate HTML page. It's a highly technical thing to do. You won't find regular people like you and me going there and writing our own blog posts. What's changed is technology, which has become this great democratizer, which has enabled everybody to tweet. It's enabled everybody to update even irrelevant things. And that, I think, is what has really changed in terms of social media.
Okay, so I have a very different question from what was actually posed to you. How many of you went online without visiting the official brand sites or company sites when you bought a car? Went online, did any kind of research before you bought a car? How many of you? I mean, come on, be a little proud about it. It's okay. Right. So here's the question. When you actually went online and did some kind of research on any product, whether it's new, existing, or old, what you were essentially looking at were two kinds of people. What is it that your friends did, and what is it that influencers did? That means if you went to Zig Wheels, we were trying to see as to who are the constant bloggers, who are the people who are writing there, and what is it that they have to say about the product? And second, what is it that your friends did? Now, there's something absolutely different which has happened as we speak, and I'd like to illustrate this with a story. So earlier this year, of course, this was the first time I was doing this, is that we were crossing the border, my wife and I, and we were crossing the border from Thailand to Cambodia. It's quite a tricky thing to do this on road because there's a lot of checkpoints where there's a lot of corruption. But, Wikitravel comes into play, and what it tells us is exactly the kind of officers that you need to meet and exactly how much you need to pay. Like up to the point of what is the least amount of bribe that another traveler paid and what that amount was and who is it that he handed it off to. What this suddenly taught me is that people are now experiencing brands and products before actually experiencing them. That means you haven't even bought it, but you've already made up your mind about it. And this has largely happened on social. And if brands are not a part of this conversation, then there is a problem somewhere.